Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh, don't you want me, baby? Human League, what's up? Yo, I liked the Human League back then. You know what I'm saying? I sang another one of their songs, didn't I? I gotta think of some new songs, you guys. There's a bunch of them in my head. Some of you guys like to singing, some of you don't. I don't really care. I just like doing it. Anywho, you know what? I was reading something interesting today. I was reading how the NBA. Okay, some of you are gonna be like, some of you are gonna really start screaming about this. Okay, so you guys don't believe that the NBA is fixed. Some of you do. Some of you are here because you're just skeptical. You're not really sure if it's fixed or not. Some of you are here because, you're like, I want to see if Tone's predictions are going to be true. I want to know. I want to know, is he right? Is he wrong? You want to know. And that's cool. But you guys got to understand, sometimes I throw predictions out there just to be throwing them out there. Like in baseball, I just go by how I feel. When it comes to the NBA, I really start digging into the NBA and start looking at things. I came across a story today. It says the NBA tampering. It says NBA tampering 101. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Now, there have been owners recently who who admit to cheating. Okay, so when I hear this, it goes right along with the NBA being fixed. Like when you're cheating, you're fixing something. Okay, you're fixing the outcome. So they were talking about the Pacers player. I think it's Paul George. Yeah, they were talking about the trade, how they were trying to, how they think that his trade has been tampered with, and this is the Pacers. They think that his trade has been tampered with. Let me read some of this. The most shocking aspect of the NBA's investigation of Los Angeles Lakers for the tampering with former Indiana Pacers for Paul George is not that the league found enough evidence to slap the Lakers with a pretty much a $500,000 fine. It's that the Pacers requested an investigation at all. Now, the article goes on to read, which is what's even more interesting, how Cleveland had an investigation with Miami because they pretty much were saying, hey, you guys cheated when it came to this trade. Now, you guys probably know where I'm going with this. Lebran James, number one in the whole league. Now, think about this. Think about this. In this report, it said that Cleveland had an investigation with Miami. They were like pointing the finger at them. You guys cheated. Now, the thing about it is, when they filed this investigation, they said, you know what? Forget it. We're going to end up doing a private investigation ourselves. As you read through the article, okay, let's stop right there. When we look at the way LeBron James left, wasn't it the most sudden thing you ever saw? It was just like, where did that come from? This is the reason why he got his jersey burned, because it was so sudden. It was a conference that nobody knew about. All of the media wasn't there. There was no warning whatsoever. It was just like somebody walked up to him on the street and said, "Hey, LeBron, what you doing today?" He's like, "I'm going to Miami. I'm taking me, the wife, and kids. We're going to Miami." And that was it. And everybody was just like, "Wait, what? Wait a minute. How did that just happen? Why are you, So now when you read on through this article, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but when you read on through this article, it talks about, one of the owners saying, hey, if you don't break the rules in the NBA, then you're just not trying hard enough. They said, this is how we do business. But they said the surprising part about the Pacers going after the Lakers is that they have enough evidence to actually ask the NBA to do it. So there is just a whole lot said in these statements in just a few sentences. Look, we're cheaters. We all know that we're cheaters. They're like, look, you have to cheat in the NBA in order to get what you want. And they're talking about contracts. We're talking about millions of dollars here. Okay? They're going after these star players and they're whispering in their ear and they are breaking what they call the bylaws. They're breaking the bylaws to get these NBA players to go wherever they want them to go. They're talking about if some of these contracts are 1 and 2 year contracts or even 4 and 5 year contracts now, if they have these elongated contracts, next thing you know, they're being broken. Guess what? Somebody cheated. Now, James Harden just tweeted out, he was like, I'm never going to leave Houston. Guess what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to leave Houston. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you guys, you heard it here first. He's going to leave Houston. I'm just going to do that video. I'm going to do more on that video later, but it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Every time they build up this trust in these players and all this yickety-yak, next thing you know, a couple years later, the storm's over. We're leaving. But I'm going to do James Harden probably after I, come back from Micro Center. But I just wanted to bring this to the attention of the resident skeptics. Donald Gilbert's going to say, he's going to give me a synopsis on whether it's news or whether it's, Donald Trump fake news, which I'm going to read. And Sanchez is going to, he's going to have a very opinionated review of the article. You guys can always go to the article. It's on what is it, Bleacher Sports? It's on bleachersports.com. You guys can go and look at the article. And I suggest you guys do read the article. I suggest you guys go on to Bleacher Sports and just start reading through all of their articles. So you can see if it's fake news or not, because there is fake news out there. However, this type of news right here, even if it was fake, even if it was fake news, it's a well-written article with names of the owners who are giving quotes. Okay? Now, here's how you can tell if something is fake news. If the owner comes out and says, I never said it. If you start getting tweets and then all kind of other news, and next thing you know, these sports centers and all that are picking this up, and it's like it's that big for them to pick up, and for these owners to come in and say, I denounce that, I never said that. These players are going, what in the hell are you talking about, Blake Griffin? I'm not going to New York, said by Lebran. If you start reading through stuff like that, then you can start to decipher what is fake or not. But if you don't see any of it, guess what? There's a good chance it's happening. Listen, the NBA is fixed. These guys are admitting it. And listen, they even talk about how they usually never mention it. But now I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you why it's coming out so blatant now. One of the reasons why is because of LeBron James. It's because of what happened when he went to Miami. Look, nobody who has a star player, like Paul George, nobody who has somebody who is that powerful and then just up and all of a sudden leaves is going to be happy about it, not unless they were trying to get rid of him, which is probably not the case. Cleveland wasn't trying to get rid of LeBron James. They put so much money into that man. Plus, they knew what would happen when he leaves. They knew that their city was going to catch hell financially. They knew that the whole state was going to catch hell financially because he brought in that type of money. You see what happened when he came back? Don't get it twisted. Cleveland is a poor city, all right? They need all the help they can get. Not to mention, LeBron is from Akron, okay? I'm from Akron, you know what I mean? We know how poor it is in these cities.